Welcome to Miami's Community Newspapers. I am Flora Beal, and I am here with Bronwyn Stanford, the director of Miami-Dade County Animal Services. And it's a pleasure to be here with the viewing audience of Miami's community newspapers. We're going to talk today a little bit about our population, but we wanted to start it off with a short video. So let's go ahead and cue the video.
When a big mug curls up in your space, you can't help but love that face. You get love, and I'll tell you why. The girls always come and say hi. Big Mutts, we go all over the place. People come and say, I love his face. Big Mutts, all around the crib, and when it's cold all night, that's alright. Cuddles up until the morning light. I like the Big Mutts, cause I know they're cool. They jump up in the truck when I'm on my way to school. I like the Big Mutts, cause they're easy to teach. They even jump in the Jeep on the way to the beach. I like my Big Mutts, cause the way he barks. Safe in the dark, so get a Big Mug, go Big Mug, go Big Mug, go Big Mug, go. Superhero to my kids, keep me safe where I live, better than I could have ever dreamed of.
Make their big dreams come true. Connect, adopt, and love a Big Mutt from Miami-Dade Animal Services. What can I say? I like big mutts and I cannot lie.
So get a Big Mug, go Big Mug, go Big Mug, go Big Mug, go.
So yes, those are our big mutts, and we've actually got one of our lovable big mutts here, who is Tuki. Let's go ahead and show the audience Tuki. Tuki's looking for a forever home, and tell us a little bit about Tuki.
Yeah, Tuki is a 5-year-old female, and what makes it really special that she's here with us today is that today is her 1-year anniversary in the shelter. And she is a fantastic dog. I've actually walked Tuki myself. She's just a great dog, very loving, very calm. And we really wanted to bring her today because we wanted to encourage people to come out and think about adopting Tuki. We would love nothing more than to get out of this show a home for Tuki. She needs to be in a living room. She's been in a kennel for a year. And so please consider adopting Tuki. And right now, the reason we are here is to talk about our overcapacity at the shelter. We right now have 420 dogs, great dogs for adoption, and 190 cats with a total of 610 animals overall. So we really want to encourage people to come out and look at our animals before thinking about going to a pet store or shopping for an animal, to really come out and see our great pets in Doral first.
So those are some really high numbers. And I understand that this is something that happens around the country. So it's not exclusive to Miami-Dade County. Throughout the nation, shelters will experience that heightening of the population during the summer months, with kind of a peak during the July 4th, right after the July 4th holiday, because of fireworks and dogs get out. You find a lot of lost dogs, not necessarily strays, or abandoned pets, but lost pets that are looking for their homes. So you have some tips for those residents that find pets out in the community, right?
Absolutely, Flora. First of all, I want to say, yes, every July we get an influx of a lot of dogs coming into the shelter. And actually, this past July 4th weekend, we had 105. We had a great adoption success that week. We got 144 dogs out. But then Sunday, we had a cruelty hoarding case, and we took in another 30 dogs. So it's right now is a really tough month for us. It's tough around the country. A lot of shelters around the country are experiencing the same influx of large bully breed dogs. And so that's why we really want to encourage people to come out and check out our awesome dogs at 3599 79th Avenue, Northwest 79th Avenue in Doral.
So I understand that you're asking the community, if they find their pets, not to bring them to the shelter, because their chances of being reunified with the family that is probably out there desperately looking for their pet are much higher if they stay in the neighborhood where they're found. Tell us a little bit about that and what they should be doing.
That's exactly right, Flora. We actually, if the most lost pets are within 1 square mile of their home, and they have an 83% chance of being reunited with their family if they stay in their neighborhood. If they come into the shelter, their chances, because Miami-Dade is such a large county, their chances of being reunited are 5 to 6%. So because it's best for the animal, the dog or the cat, we really encourage people, to help us find those homes. Walk the dog around the neighborhood, maybe put some flyers up. Believe it or not, flyers are really, really successful, still reuniting pets. Also, Nextdoor app. I actually had a friend call me who lost her dog and didn't have Nextdoor. I put that dog on Nextdoor. Within 2 hours, that dog was reunited with her forever family. So it's so much more successful if we keep those dogs in the neighborhood, cats in the neighborhood, and have people help us find their home. We'll supply food, a kennel, anything you need to help that dog stay in that community. Maybe you can find somebody that, maybe if you can't keep the dog or cat, you can find somebody that is willing to help you help find the home. And of
Yeah,
course,
and canvassing the neighborhood, just
Right,
taking them out for
right.
the walk,
Yeah.
canvassing the neighborhood to see who the pet belongs to. You'd be surprised how many times just doing that will actually help find that pet, and then taking them to the vet because they might be microchipped. So let us,
Yes.
why microchip? Why is it so important? And why is it important to check and see if the pet has a microchip?
Yeah, because if you take the dog or cat to a vet and they can scan it, they'll scan it for you. And if that dog has a home, then they can go right from you back to their home. Again, not coming into the shelter, spending time in the shelter, and then maybe never being reunited with their family. So it's really great. And if you have a pet, we really encourage you to microchip your pet. Even if it's an outdoor cat, it's really important. Also, collars and tags with your phone number, registering the animal is really important to help you if you lose your pet, because it does happen. It happens with the best pet owners. It just happens sometimes. So we really want to encourage people to do that. And we do a lot of TNVR, that's trap, neuter, vaccinate, and release of cats. So if your cat has a collar, most owned cats are not ear tipped. If your cat has a collar and a microchip, they're not likely to be trapped by a trapper to be spayed and neutered. And hopefully they already are spayed and neutered. So it helps the cats also not be brought to our shelter for TNVR services. So we really encourage people to microchip and, put a collar and tag on their pets to help those pets find their homes.
So you mentioned spay and neuter, and I know that the community at Animal Services really recommends to the community that they do spay and neuter their pets. Not only is it beneficial for the pets, but it also helps to control that overpopulation of homeless pets that end up in the shelter. But what are some of the benefits of sterilizing your pet?
Well, first of all, a lot of times the animals are much calmer after they become sterilized. Also, some cats, they say spray, and once they're spayed or neutered, the males don't do that anymore. So there's a lot of benefits to spay and neuter, but the most important benefit is controlling the overpopulation, because almost every female dog that we intake into the shelter has had puppies. And, our vets can determine that. And almost every dog has had a recent litter of puppies. So we know that's happening. We want to really encourage people to spay and neuter their dog or cat. And right now we are offering free spaying and neutering through a partnership with FOMA, Friends of Miami-Dade Animal Services, operationpitstop.com. You can sign up for an appointment, or by calling 311. We're spay and neutering for free right now all bully breed mixes like Tuki right here. So we really encourage you to sign up for that. We do year-round offer low-cost spay and neuter. We really are encouraging people to do that. It really saves lives, because the shelter, if everybody was spaying, neutering their animal, we wouldn't be at overcapacity right now, and it wouldn't be a problem throughout the country. So it's just so, so important.
So you did mention earlier, like I know the community, a lot of people have the Nextdoor, but they also have applications like Petco Love Lost,
Right.
or they have applications like Ring. The Ring doorbell
Ring,
has an
yeah.
app, etc.
Yeah.
So there's so many different avenues that you can always go to try and find the pet. But it's also important that they notify us that they have a found pet in their home, right? So you can do that through animals.miamidade.gov. You fill out a found pet report,
Right.
and you give us a photo. That way we can also put it up on 24 Pet Connect, letting somebody know who may be looking for their lost pet, that somebody has found them, and then we'll be able to contact you to let you know that the owner has stepped forward as well.
Yes,
So
yes, and that's great too. Again, because the animal doesn't have to come into the shelter, which makes a huge difference. It can be just go from home to home, and that's why we really encourage people who find find pets in their neighborhoods to really help us help that animal find their forever family.
So you mentioned home to home, and that's kind of a catchphrase in the animal welfare community, and it also refers to individuals who, for whatever reason, cannot keep their pet anymore. So if you're moving to a new place and the new place just doesn't allow pets, and you can't seem to find somewhere that does allow pets. I know that I've recently had gone through that, and it took me some time to find a place where I could take my pet. So I can certainly relate to somebody who's going through that, or perhaps it's financial. I mean, there's so many different reasons, health reasons, et cetera, that you cannot keep your pet. But we have recommendations for those individuals too, because right now, being over capacity, we really can't, we have to save the space for the pets that are really in dire need of our assistance, that have been injured, that perhaps have been part of a confiscation case. And so we have recommendations for those individuals as well. And home to home is one of those. Tell us a little bit about home to home.
Yeah, home to home is really a catchphrase in this shelter community. And what that means is it's so much better for that dog or cat to go right from, we know that there's reasons that people have to surrender their pets, and every pet is loved. And sometimes people just are in a situation where they have to surrender. And it's just so much better if that pet can go from your home to another home, instead of being like Tukey and remaining in the shelter for a whole year. And while they get great care, they get great medical care, they get food, they get, enrichment, they get walks, it's still not the same as being in someone's home and being in a living room and being loved by a family. So it's so much better. And it gives you peace of mind too. If you have to surrender, it gives you peace of mind that you know that your loved pet is going into a wonderful home, because you can be in contact with that person and deliver that pet to that family. Again, you can use Nextdoor app is a great way to find a family. Facebook, of course. There's a lot of good ways that you can find a family for your beloved pet if you have to surrender. So we really encourage you to do that, so the animal doesn't have to come into the shelter, especially right now, because we are over capacity, and we have crates set up all over the shelter, and it's just not ideal for the animals. They're getting good care, but we really would love to get them into a great home. So that would be really helpful too.
And for those individuals who perhaps have lost a pet, so we know that pets get out. Sometimes it's through no fault of the homeowner. They can be tricky sometimes, and they can be fast sometimes, right? So if somebody out there has lost their pet, what is it that we're recommending that they do?
Well, first of all, we'll help them. We'll, like you said before, we can put them on our site so that somebody that people that might have found the pet can recognize them and be reunited. But if you lose a pet, the best thing, honestly, is to put the pictures of the animal on your Nextdoor app, because those are all people in your neighborhood. And it's really, we found so much success. I've had people call me and say, hey, I lost my animal, people I know. And I tell them to put them on the Nextdoor app. And I'm telling you, every time they call me back and say, guess what? I did find, I found my pet. Or people that find a pet that is lost, they find the original home. It's really a great way. Like I said before, making a flyer, putting it out around your neighborhood is a great way to find your pet. That still works very well, believe it or not, because people always pay attention to those flyers. And
then we also recommend to them that they always check our website on a daily basis, or come into the shelter and check the population to make sure that the pet has not come into the shelter, or trying and find their pet that way as well.
And also PetcoLoveLost.com.
Yes,
is another
so that's
way.
an excellent way.
Good source
to be able to try and find your pet. And traditional ways of putting up flyers and canvassing the neighborhood also work really well. But that brings us to kind of the importance of, not waiting until your pet gets lost to think about microchipping. Right. And we talked a little bit about microchipping, but Animal Services offers that service as well, right?
We absolutely do. We do offer low-cost microchipping with our other wellness services. So we really encourage people to microchip their pet. And I'll tell you, a lot of times we find that when animals are adopted from other states or other counties and they're found by us, they are microchipped, but a lot of people don't register it in their name. So then we can't find always that owner, even though the pet is microchipped. So we really encourage that when you do microchip your pet, and every pet should be microchipped, that you register it with your name, address, and current phone number. A lot of times the information's old, or like I said, people never register even though the animal's microchipped. So please make sure you do that. It's really helpful.
Excellent. And so we also, there's so many different ways that that Animal Services tries to find these positive outcomes and the forever homes for these pets. But I understand that right now it's a difficult time because, as we said earlier, it's a problem, or a challenge, I should say, that is being faced by so many different shelters and rescues throughout the country. So things that you would normally do, like transporting pets to other areas where there's a higher demand, are probably not options at this time. Is that the case right now?
Right now, yes, we are really struggling with transports because everyone else in the country, are experiencing the same dilemma with the large bully dogs. And so that's something that we usually are really successful with, which we haven't been because, everybody's experienced a lot of the same issues. So we have to look at, other options. Like we're trying to increase being creative with adoption events. Last Saturday, we had a dog parade. And it was really a successful adoption event. People got to interact with our dogs, see them walking around Ocean Drive. And then we had a yappy hour at Santorini, and they were great hosting us. We're looking for other opportunities like that. We want to continue the dog parade idea because it was successful. And we have
so if people are interested in perhaps hosting an adoption event or partnering with us, they should email events@miamidade.gov. So ASD events@miamidade.gov, I believe is that email. And they can always find someone who would be able to, give them additional information about hosting an event. And we're always looking for those opportunities for offsite adoption events to help our pets find their loving forever homes, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So we also talked about, just trying to encourage the community to come out and adopt. And I understand that we have a partnership right now with PetSmart Charities. They're running the National Adoption Week campaign, and they do these throughout the year where they select the week that they want to focus on kind of promoting adoption of shelter pets. So tell us a little bit about this partnership, the satellite locations, and this particular campaign.
Yeah. PetSmart has been an amazing partner for us, and we have various locations, satellite locations where there are shelter pets, and they help us have a location within the store to adopt out our pets. So that's been really, really successful. So we really appreciate people going into the PetSmarts and looking at shelter pets also. Also, even if you're thinking of a specific kind of dog, a kind of breed, we understand, but we just ask that you come into Doral or a PetSmart and check out our dogs first, because we do have amazing dogs. A lot of times smaller dogs are really hyper. Large dogs are really calm.
Tuki would make an amazing apartment dog, like condominium dog. Seriously. Because she's just like chill. She's a perfect Netflix buddy.
Yeah. If you go to Midtown, everybody has a large dog and they live there, and, they allow large dogs. So they really do make great condo pets as well. But there's a lot of ways that you can help us right now. Of course, number one is thinking about adopting, not shopping, coming into our shelter, like I said, at 3599 Northwest 79th Avenue in Doral. And if you know anybody that's interested in adopting a dog, please send them to us just to look. We have some amazing dogs. We have 420 amazing dogs right now. And like I said, 190 cats and kittens. Other ways you can help, though, if a dog's not in your future right now, you can also volunteer, maybe in coming out and walking the dogs, helping us get the dogs out and enriching, getting them great enrichment, which would be great. And you can email us at volunteerasd@miamidade.gov to get more information on volunteering. You can also foster. Fostering is just a great way, if you can't adopt right now a cat or dog, to really making a difference in a dog or cat's life. even if it's just taking a dog out for a weekend, a day at the beach, anything, any enrichment will make a difference in the dog's life.
Could you
Fostering kittens.
imagine Tukey
Yeah.
at the beach or like out on an outing, or just how relieved she would be to have somebody come in and say, hey, I want to foster Tukey and take her home for a week or two or
Yeah.
maybe a month. What an amazing opportunity that would be for Tukey to kind of re-socialize herself, reacclimate herself to being in a home environment, potentially help her, I would imagine, be more successful or have a better chance of being a successful adoption when she does find that forever family. So yeah, just a reminder to everybody that Tukey is available for adoption, but she's also available to go out on foster. Let's show Tukey really quick because she's just too cute down here. She's like super, super chill, super cool, right? She's and imagine that in your home. Like that would just be such a companionship, and you know that she's there and she looks for warmth and she looks for affection from her humans. So if you don't have any pets in the home right now, you don't have any children, and you want a little bit of companionship, I think Tukey would be the perfect pet for you, even if it is only on foster. I had to plug Tukey one more time.
Absolutely. And you know, I chose Tukey out of all of our animals because she is our longest stayer right now. She has been in the shelter longer than anyone else. And what a difference it would make if after this program, Tukey could go into a loving home and be in a house instead of a kennel. It would really, really make a difference. And it would make all of us at the shelter so happy, because we always our longest stayers are our special animals.
And I understand that with the National Adoption Week promotion that's going on right now, adult dogs and cats over 4 months of age are actually discounted. So
Yes.
we're waiving the adoption fee.
Yes.
Owners would still be responsible for the tag or
Right.
license or registration fee, which is
Right.
$30, right?
Yes.
But that's to encourage them to come out and have an open mind and consider, perhaps looking outside of what you thought you might want, right? Sometimes our soulmates don't always come in the shape that we think, or the package that we think that they should. So, just having an open mind and considering Tukey or someone like Tukey to be able to take them home. And right now is the perfect time because we're waiving the adoption fees through July 17th. So it's a limited time offer, right?
Yep.
You need to come in right away. But I understand that we're also offering some special promotions for those pets that have been there for 100 days or more.
Mhm.
Right? So tell us a little bit about that. So I believe that we are for special pets that have been there 100 days or more, you're actually going to be able to get a gift card to it's either PetSmart or Petco. Don't quote me. And to get you started and be able to kind of buy your initial supplies. So kind
That's
of launch you in the right direction in having a successful adoption with
That's
your
right.
new pet that you've added to
Yeah.
your home. So that's another interesting promotion that
Yes.
the shelter is offering.
Yes, we are. We are offering that because we know that people are struggling with gas prices and rent prices, and we just wanted to give people a break and help them get started with some dog or cat supplies when they adopt a long stayer.
So speaking of adoptions, there's other opportunities to adopt. And I think you wanted to mention a couple of special events that we might be having
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah, we have, we're trying to increase our events to try to, get more dogs adopted. Like I said, the Saturday event was so successful, and we want to do more events like that. So we've really added a lot of events in July, and I'll just go through a few of them. You can, like I said, find all the events at animals.miamidade.gov. You can find out all the events that we have right now going on, but I'll mention a few of them. July 16th, we have the Hope Adoption event. It's Adopt a Tree event at FIU Modesto Maidenique, 1716 Southwest 8th Street in Miami from 9 to 12. We're going to be partnering with that event and having some dogs there. July 24th, we have the MAC and the Hope Adoption event. It's Commissioner McGee's event at Larcinia Bullard Plaza at 14508 Lincoln Boulevard, Miami, 33176. That adoption event will be running from 10 to 2. Please come out and support Commissioner McGee and our dogs. He's a really big dog lover, especially of bully breeds. He has his own that he has adopted. Charlie,
Yeah,
that's right.
that's Charlie.
Save Charlie. Yeah, and we also have July 17th, we have the Sunday Fun Day. at our own shelter in Doral at 3599 Northwest 79th Avenue in Doral. That's from 10 to 4. That's just mentioning a few. Find more events at animals.miamidade.gov. We have them all listed on there.
And of course, the satellite location. So just going back to the fact that we do have about 9 different satellite locations throughout Miami-Dade County.
Yeah.
Particularly do want to mention our PetSmart location. So we have one at the PetSmart in Flagler, which is at 8241 West Flagler Street. PetSmart Dadeland at 8302 South Dixie. And that one actually, those two actually have cats, right? So a lot of cats in those locations. And PetSmart West Kendall, which is at 16514 Southwest 88th Street. So all of those locations also participating in this, this particular program. And if you want to find the other different locations that we have throughout Miami-Dade County where you can adopt a new companion, you can check our website out, animals.miamidade.gov, and find additional information there about the satellite locations.
And I also wanted to mention, in case people are interested in fostering, again, if you can't adopt, we understand, but if you're interested in fostering, that is a huge, huge help. That really saves lives and makes a difference for animals. And you can get more information about fostering by emailing fosterasd@miamidade.gov also. And I wanted to just mention, too, some other ways if you can't foster, you're not in a position to foster or adopt right now, you can also follow us on Instagram at Adopt Miami Pets and share some of our posts for animals on your platform to help us find forever homes for these amazing animals. Also on Facebook, you could follow us at Miami-Dade Animal Services. You can find us on Facebook at Miami-Dade Animal Services. Again, following us and then sharing those posts. What a difference that can make if you can't adopt or foster. That would be phenomenal also, or volunteer.
That's amazing. That's really great. And again, the handle for all 3 platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, is at Adopt Miami Pets, at Adopt Miami Pets, and you can find all of our feeds there. So that kind of, we're talking about overpopulation and all the things that people can do to help prevent overpopulation. So again, sterilize your pets, really important. It helps to reduce the number of unexpected or unwanted litters that are born into the community and then end up in our shelter, right? Making sure that you're microchipping your pets, because that is going to prevent them from getting lost. And don't forget to always have the tag. A lot of people don't realize that not only is the tag required that you purchase it, you license your pet, but it's also required that they have it on at all times. And when you look at it, the back of it actually has a QR code. And when you register your information with the tag company, somebody finds your pet, and all they have to do, if you don't like having your number on the tag, all they have to do is click it and take the photo, and it takes them straight to all the information that they have for, you forgot about Pax. Yeah, of course we do. He's been waiting to get his little time in the sunlight. Oh my goodness.
She has. This is an example of an amazing kitten that we have at the shelter. And Paxton, I actually fostered Paxton. And I got to tell you, our staff is amazing, because many of them take animals home each night to foster. And I ended up fostering Paxton. I ended up officially adopting her yesterday.
Yay,
so she is
Pax!
Mine now. And you can find many amazing animals like Paxton and Tukey in Doral, and come and visit us. Come out and see us, because, like I said, we know some people, want a certain kind of animal, and we all the time have confiscates, or, we have purebreds, and we also have amazing mixed breeds, and we really want you to consider that before buying a dog or a cat.
But all our pets are pure 100% love.
They
aren't they?
They're
They make the best companions.
Paxton is amazing.
So please adopt, don't shop. Come to Miami-Dade County Animal Services, the Pet Adoption and Protection Center, or any of our satellite locations. Please consider adopting. If you cannot adopt, foster. If you cannot foster, volunteer. And if you have a little bit to spare, every cent counts. So you can always donate to animal services, different initiatives and programs that we have in the community. For more information about all the different services that are available for our pets and pet owners throughout the community, please visit animals.miamidade.gov or call 311. We are here to serve you and your pet's needs. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We will see you next time. And thank you to Miami's community newspapers for the platform and the opportunity to say hello to the audience today.
And I also want to just thank our rescues out there because we know they're doing a lot of work. I mean, I know they're overwhelmed like we are. So I really want to put a special thanks out to the people that are rescuing animals, to the nonprofits that are doing the great work out there as well.
Excellent. Thank you. And I think we're going to be closing with one more encouragement for you to adopt, because honestly, we do have some amazing, incredible pets at the Pet Adoption and Protection Center.
She lives all 9 of her lives simultaneously. His bark is better than his bite. She wrote the Broadway play Cats. He doesn't fetch, he throws. They are the most interesting pets in the world. What interesting pet will you find when you connect, adopt, and love a shelter pet from Miami-Dade Animal Services?
All right. We'll see you next time.